honeybee, a eusocial species and scientifically named Apis. Originally located in South and Southeast Asia, a colony consists of one queen and the rest, workers, other known as females, and the drones, are the males.
Honeybees are important for a number of reasons. They play the most significant role in our ability to produce the basis of our diet, including fruits and vegetables. Without honeybees, our food would not get pollinated. 1 out of every 3 bites of food we eat is a result of pollinators like honeybees. The involvement of honeybees in the growth of crops is essential for us to keep eating the foods we love.
A recent discovery of CCD, or colony collapse disorder, was first noticed in 2006 when about 30 to 70% of hives were disappearing. In the last 5 years, 30% of the national bee population disappeared and a third of the bee colonies in the U.S. perished. A combination of neonicotinoids, which is a pesticide, and varroa mite, a parasite, caused the disappearance.
The parasite killed their reproductive capabilities, and the pesticide prevented navigation back to the hive through their senses. A past regulation restricts pesticide use that played a role in CCD. In 1989, there were 3.5 million colonies recorded. Then in 2008, 2 years after CCD, 2.4 million colonies were recorded, and now there are 2.7 million colonies.
What techniques do you use while working with your bees?
The techniques will vary depending on what we're doing. I mean, first and foremost, smoker, veils, hive tools, the tools that are basic that allow us to get into the hive itself. And then depending on what we want to do, it's very straightforward. I mean, obviously it's cold today and these bees didn't survive the winter, but if we were to go in the hives today, it would be basically starting at the top, checking out this population levels and then breaking down the boxes one at a time and looking at what levels of brood they have, what kind of honey production, are they bringing in pollen. It's almost like a doctor's visit every time. So the technique is the same, do a basic inspection. It just depends on what we find, dictating what we would do that day or in the future.
So how often do you check the hives here?
So ideally 10 to 14 days. These ones probably get checked once a month, which they were fine up until this year.
That's being generous.
Depends on what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were doing fine.
Yeah.
It's just this year we took a hit with all of them.
Do you have any ideas as to what happened this year?
High varroa mite loads are the big thing. The varroa mite is the pest of the honeybee, the main pest of the honeybee, and that's the root of probably a lot of the bee death that's out there.
Mm-hmm. What is your opinion on the decline, and how are you contributing to either hurt or help?
How we can contribute to that is just managing our bees. I mean, there's we have to educate the public about pesticide use. We have to educate them about maybe not mowing their lawn or creating a pollinator type of habitat. The pests and the pathogens, that comes on us as beekeepers. We're not just beekeepers. We're chemists and pharmacists and carpenters, and we do everything with beekeeping. So from our end, it's just the management of the bees themselves. So are we hurting if we're managing our bees? Not necessarily. We can only help at this point, not hurt. As far as helping the bees, it's the education. We're teaching classes, we're doing school programs, we're doing interviews like this, getting the word out. That's the important thing.
What species do you keep, or what ones are here specifically?
Yeah, so we're dealing with Apis mellifera, which is the European honeybee. So a honeybee will make 1/12 of a teaspoon in her entire life of honey. So they will visit about 2,000 flowers a day, upwards of 50 to 100 per flight. What else can we tell them? They don't hibernate in the winter. They form a cluster and they shiver. They basically vibrate their wing muscles to create warmth.
How are we increasing this decline? The U.S. Department of Agriculture provided $3 million to help reseed pastures in the Midwest with plants like alfalfa and clover, which provide food for bees. Last year, the agriculture industry resorted to migrating the honeybees to trucks to various regions in order to pollinate an estimated $40 billion of produce.
Some regions in China are even hand pollinating. Creating a pesticide-free, safe space for pollinators while making a garden could help as well. Make sure to ask when buying plants if they have pesticides or not.